Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today's Wednesday, December 28th. It is 6:19 right now. Market's going to open in about 11 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and then we'll get started with our analysis shortly. So just looking over here, like quick bird's eye view of US30 on the higher time frames. There's not really much of a direction here. I mean, it's still bullish on the higher time frames, but the lower time frames are bearish. So I don't know if we'll have a breakout today. However, we'll see. We'll just take it as is. If something does play out, then of course I'll mark it up for you guys. I'll also mark up the other way of applying it, not the way that I would technically want to take it myself, because I want quality entry. But I'll mark it up for you guys and we can see. So let me just finish updating everything over here. Looks good. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right. All right, cool. I got a few moments for people to make their way in. All right. All right, so people are making their way into the room right now. Let's get a couple more things here to update. Let's post this on our other pages real quick. Hey, sir. Morning. All right, cool. Looks like people are still making their way in. So good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, December 28th. It is 6:21 right now. Market's going to open in about 9 minutes. Just looking over here at US30, you can see that the 1 hour is bullish, 30 minutes bullish, 10-minute here is bearish. So there's no alignment with regard to trend. So I'm not sure if we're going to have a breakout 2.0 entry. I'll mark it up for you guys because there's two ways of applying it. There is the proper way, and then there's like a shortcut type way where you don't really confirm the trend. It's not the way that I typically want to apply it. So I'm not going to be taking this trade here. I'm only going to take it if the actual entry lines up. So I'll mark it up if it does, end up providing an entry, which it will. It'll provide entry. This is basically a riskier version of it, but I'm not going to be taking myself. So, I mean, there hasn't been much volatility. You can see here, it hasn't even really moved too much. So, we'll see where it is when the market opens, but it does not look like an actual entry for the breakout 2.0 that we're looking for. This is the one that does not confirm the trend, not one that I necessarily recommend, but we'll follow it and we'll see where it goes. Typically price goes in the direction of trend though. So that's why I wouldn't want to take this, because I would hate to go against the trend, even though the 5-minute here is starting to shift over and the 10-minute may be shifting over as well. It's not a risk that I'm willing to take. So we'll give a few moments for everyone to make their way in. Otherwise, I'll just post this up on social media as well. And then we can get started. So let's see. I'm going to post this on IG real quick. All right, looks like we are good to go, guys. So, all right, guys, good morning, everybody. It's 6:24 right now. Market's going to open in about 6 minutes. As I mentioned, I have the breakout 2.0 right here. In order for us to have this entry, we need to confirm the trend on the 10-minute, 30-minute, and 1 hour. Looking over here on the 1 hour, it's bullish because price is above the pivots, trend meter is green. Same with the 30-minute over here. Price isn't above the pivots, but the trend is still bullish and the trend meter down here is green. So we have an overall, well, not really overall, but we have a bullish bias on the higher time frames. However, here on the 10 minutes, currently bearish. Reason for that is because price is below the pivots. Pivots are angling down, and the trend meter is red. So with that said, we don't have a confirmation of trend, so there's not going to be an official breakout entry for us to take applying a 2.0. However, if you guys remember the spreadsheet that I created for you guys, right here, there's another way to apply it without the trend. This isn't the way that I personally want to apply it, because you can see here that during December, there were a lot of wins. It was about 15 wins and 2 losses for 88% win rate. However, on November, it was basically 0 wins. It was 7 wins and 7 losses. So it was basically 50-50, no profit made from that. So I think this is a very risky way to trade it. I'll mark it up to see and show you guys, how it plays out, but I'm not going to be applying it this way. Whenever I take it myself, I'll be applying it with the trend. The win rate here is a lot higher, less entries, but a very high win rate. So I'll be applying it with the trend. I'll show you it with the trend. And if that's not available, I'll show you it without the trend. However, I don't recommend applying it this way. If you guys want to take it, feel free to take it at your own risk. But again, just a reminder, I'm not taking this specific breakout today because it doesn't meet the criteria for US30 with the trend. So I have it right here marked up, and we'll see where it goes. But, as I mentioned, I'm not going to be taking it. Looking over here on the shorter time frames, you can see the 10-minute here is bearish, 5-minute is bearish, and the 1 minute over here is also bearish. So with that said, I'll be looking for momentum scalps and momentum scalp variations on this side, and it'll be for sells. So even though I'm not taking the actual breakout, I'll look for other entries here using the variation and the regular momentum scalp. Anyways, market's going to open shortly. Hey, Kenny, morning. Roy Maria. Let's see. I think I got everything set up here. Yeah, I think we're good. Hey, Medvest, good morning. All right, cool. So guys, market is opening in about 4 minutes. I'll have this, set up marked up right here. Again, I'm not going to be taking that trade, but looking over here for the momentum scalp entries, you can see here, first requirement is to confirm the overall trend, right? Looking over here on the 10-minute, this is bearish because price is below the pivots, trend meter is red, pivots are angling down. Same with this on the 5-minute, price is below the pivots, trend meter is red, and the pivots are angling down. Lastly, here on the 1 minute, you have the same confirmation, price is below the pivots, trend meter is red, and the pivots are angling down. So looking over here at the momentum scalp, first requirement's already been met. We confirm the overall direction of trend for the momentum scalp variation and momentum scalp. So we're going to be looking for sells today, or for now at least. If price switches up, then we can easily shift up as well. But at the moment, we'll be looking for sells, of course. So that's going to be our main bias for today. Over here on the 10-minute, I'll be marking up the risky 2.0 breakout. Not one I'm going to be taking, but we'll follow it and we'll see if it plays out, which, I think it'll play out, but I'm not going to be taking it because it's too high of a risk for me to hop into something like that. Hey, T, how's it going? Morning. All right, guys, market has about 3 minutes till open. Let's check everything else over here. Let me check the news real quick. So the news for the day, we have news at 7 o'clock. Go and mark that up over here. And I think that's about it. Yeah, to have news at 7 o'clock, and I think that's it for today. So we're starting to get heavier news on Thursday. So tomorrow we have unemployment claims pre-market. I think this will cause price to move one way or the other. And then on Friday, we have Chicago PMI. So this is normal. You guys can see the weird movement in the market. I mentioned this yesterday. You guys are going to see a lot of weird movement towards the end of the year because typically there's a Santa. There is a Santa push that typically happens, or a Santa rally that happens at the end of the year. We haven't really had that this year, though. I mean, it rallied up a little bit right here yesterday to kind of start off the push, but it hasn't really confirmed it. So I don't know if it will have that Santa rally this year. due to the, obviously upcoming recession. So we'll see where this here opens. Market is opening in about 2 minutes. So we still have some time here until market open. So we will be waiting for this here to play out. So again, if you guys are just joining the room, guys, I was looking for the breakout 2.0 over here. In order for us to have a breakout, we need to confirm the overall trend. The 10-minute over here is, the 1 hour here is bullish, and the 1 hour and 30-minute is bullish, while the 10-minute over here is bearish. So we're not able to take the actual breakout. There's another way of applying it without the trend, where you just take the trade based off where momentum is going. So I'm marking it up right here, but I'm not going to take this trade, guys. So just FYI, if you guys are seeing this right here, I'm not taking this specific trade. I'm just marking it up because we're going to follow it to see if it plays out. But I'm not in this position. So if you guys want to take it at your own risk. But I do find it to be a little bit risky to take this trade here, because I typically want to trade where I have, the strongest bias with regard to my entry. So there we go with the trade running right now, breakout 2.0 without trend. This isn't the actual entry because there is no entry for today. There's no overall trend. Looking over here on the shorter time frames, we're making sure that all these here are moving in the same direction as well. You guys can see here on the 10-minute and 5-minute, it's bearish, but on the 1 minute here, it's starting to swing to the upside. So we'll see where this goes, but there's no entries for us to take yet. If this does swing up like this may be setting up for a momentum scalp variation. We need a buy signal there to close in order for us to have that, but we don't have that yet. So we'll see where this plays out. Here we go. As price starts to swing right back down. So in order for us to have a momentum scalp variation or momentum scalp, we actually need this here to provide a retracement signal, which is going to be a buy signal in the opposite direction. So once we get that buy signal, we can start looking for a momentum scalp variation and then also momentum scalp. Here goes the breakout 2.0 without trend. This isn't this specific entry, but this is the other way of applying it. You can see right there, it's in profit. If you guys are in this position, I'd probably recommend moving your stop loss in profit just to protect your position so that you can guarantee profits as it moves down further. So see how far this goes down. I'm not going to chase this though. Just going to let it play out. If it plays out, great. If it doesn't, then we're just going to follow it and see where it ends up going. But I think eventually it'll probably drop down because the short term here is still bearish. I'm looking for that retracement signal though, because price is a bit overextended. You guys can see here that price has been pushing down for the past hour now or 2 hours. So price has been coming down right here with no real retracement, right? We need to wait for that retracement to confirm before we can hop into this entry here. So again, right here, pending buy signal. I actually want that pending buy signal to close so that when it comes back down, we can take the entry here for a momentum scalp variation. So, but we need this buy signal here to actually close. This buy signal is going to confirm the retracement. And then when it drops back down, that's going to confirm the continuation. But we got some pretty big candles here on open. Let me measure this range real quick. Yeah, about 700 pips. Not huge, but it is pretty big. It's a huge back and forth movement. This is why you don't want to like FOMO into these trades here, because if your stop loss is too tight, it's very easy to get stopped out here. So I'm not taking any trades, waiting for my confirmations to confirm. Once they confirm that, I can look for some entries. Looks like the buy signal is going to close here. Okay, perfect. So this buy signal right here closed. What I'm looking for here next is I'm looking for this 1 minute to close right back below. So we have a couple different possible entries here. If we get a sell signal here, then this is going to confirm a momentum scalp entry. So we already confirmed the overall trend. This step has already been completed. Second step right here is to confirm momentum on the 10-minute. You can see here we have a sell signal, momentum on the 5-minute, where we have a sell signal here. If there's a buy signal that comes up, then we have to start back over to step one. But looking at this here, confirm overall trend, it's bearish. Confirm momentum on the 10-minute, we have that there. Confirm momentum on the 5-minute, we have that there. The next step is to confirm momentum here on the 1 minute. So once we can confirm that for a sell signal here, then we can take entry applying this specific strategy momentum scalp. For the momentum scalp variation, we already confirmed the overall trend. So for the overall trend, it's also bearish. It's the same thing. We've confirmed retracement momentum signal here, this green buy signal. Third step, we're confirming price close past pivots in retracement on the 1 minute, price close above the pivots here. And lastly, we're looking for price to close right back below. So confirm price close past pivots in correction of overall trend. So the overall trend is bearish. So if this here comes down and closes back below the pivots, that's where we'll be making our entry, applying the momentum scalp variation. So we're still looking for sells here, even though price swung up like this, we're still looking for sells. You guys can see how market's kind of wacky today. This is what we expected, right? If you guys have been trading the end of the year, we've been trading live for the past 5 years. Every year at the end of the year, this typically happens. Like there's always like some choppy movement because you get a lot of people who are looking to get in the market to close out the year strong. Basically, there's a lot of tax purposes why people will do this, so they can basically accrue losses and not have to pay taxes in certain types of trading accounts. So sometimes people will just hop into the market and they'll just buy the US30, right? Because this is like one of the most expensive assets. It's also one of the most bullish ones that continues to be bullish. So like people with long-term investment accounts, they'll like just buy into US30, S&P, NASDAQ, because they're like the 3 big ones. And that's why you see these big spikes here. Also, you're going to see people who are looking to sell off at the end of the year. And that's why you get like this manipulated push up and down, because you get like a huge spike of volatility of institutions, banks, retail traders, just in general, everybody, of people trying to get in and out of the market towards the end of the year. And that's why you get a lot of this iffy movement. Let's go back to the other time frames here. The 5 minute here has a pending buy signal. If this here closes, then we have to start over with regard to all the requirements. We go back to step 1. So this candle here is going to close in the next 4 minutes. We'll see if this here closes, or if this one or the 10-minute closes with a buy signal, then we have to start over because the trend is going to be shifting from bearish to bullish, right? So we just got to wait for that to play out. Once it plays out, then we can come back and take a look. This is the reason why it wouldn't take the entry here for the breakout 2.0, right? This is why I like to trade in the direction of the trend, because if you guys saw here from earlier this morning, I mentioned the 1 hour here was bullish and the 30-minute was bullish. So that's why I wasn't going to take the breakout 2.0. In order to take that breakout 2.0, you need to confirm the trend. I only like to trade in the direction of the trend because I want to have some sort of bias when taking these entries here. And that's basically what I'm looking for. So unfortunately, we couldn't have a breakout 2.0. This would have been nice. If this was bullish here on open, then the breakout 2.0 would have been for a buy right here. And obviously, you guys can see this would have went straight to full TP. So it would have been a good entry if we had the buy with regard to the trend, but we didn't have that. So unfortunately, we couldn't take it, but it would have hit TP here, right? If we had the bullish trend here on the 10-minute, we already had it on the 30-minute and 1 hour. We just needed it here on the 10. This would have went straight to TP, but it's all good. Sometimes you guys just have to understand when not to take trades and when to take trades. Today, which wasn't that day. So the other days will come around and it's completely fine. The market's always going to be there. So today we didn't take the trade here. Thankfully, we didn't take the other way, because if you did, this could have just switched up on you. But yeah, that's about it for this one right here. One thing that Maddie also identified too was that for this here, if you apply the momentum scalp, like the same strategy that we're applying here on the 10-minute, then this will typically go at least 500 pips. So looking at this over here, if this here closes with a buy signal, you can technically take this for a momentum scalp for a buy on the 10-minute. However, I'd probably skip out on it because this candle here is just way too big. So if it has to retrace, it's gonna hit your stop loss before it hits your TP. So I'll follow it here if it does play out, but I'm not going to take it myself. I'm not taking anything risky here. Whenever I see something good, I'll take it. But if I don't see anything good, which I don't see anything right now, I'm not going to take it. I'm just going to skip it. So we'll follow it. If it closes, if it doesn't close, it's fine. We're going to be looking for entries here anyways for the momentum scalp variation. Nice. Dejan actually took the sell earlier. He took it for 500 pips, and now he's going to call it a day. Nice. That's solid. Yeah, no, if you guys hit your profit goal, you guys can just call it a day. You guys don't have to risk too much this week. It's not really the best week to really be taking too many risky trades. with, a lot of this market manipulation going on towards the end of the year. Let's see. Goran said you should change your name to Cobra Kai Trades. Right. Yeah, no. Kodi Kai is named after my dogs. So, but yeah, no, I get what you're coming with, coming out with the name Cobra Kai. Samuel said he's in the negative. Should he close or hold? I mean, personally, I wouldn't be looking for a sell right now because everything's shifting to the upside. Samuel, you should move your stop loss and profit when I warned everybody to. I mean, I can't tell you exactly where price is going yet, Samuel, because we don't know if price is actually going to close above. Right here, the 5-minute and 10 minutes still haven't provided a sell signal yet, right? I mean, a buy signal. So this can easily come back down. So I don't want to tell you to get out yet if price ends up coming down. You got to be more active with your position, Samuel. So when I said to move your stop loss and profit, you got to move it up right away so you don't get caught in a move like this, because you could have gone stopped out in profit and then you could have re-entered if price came back down. I don't think there's going to be a confirmation of a switch in trend or a switch in momentum just yet. So I don't know if I would necessarily say to pull out of the position yet until you see something here, like the market telling you that price is actually going to reverse. So if we get a buy signal here on the 5 or a buy signal here on the 10, then yeah, I would get out of the position. But I don't know how long you have to hold on to the position until you're cutting yourself too thin. So I mean, this is a big push right here, Sam. I don't know where your stop loss was, but I figured you probably would have gone stopped out by now if you're holding on to the position, unless you got in like a lot higher. If you got in up here and you're now making your way into profit, I would hold on to it for a bit. So, I mean, where'd you get in from, Samuel? Because it seems like everyone who took the sell earlier just followed my direction. They pulled out in profit already. Like Dejan over here, he got in for that sell initially, and then he pulled out for 500 pips in profit. So he's already out. He made a lot of profit already off that trade. Looks like the other people here also entered and they moved the stop loss in profit. So everybody, I don't know if anyone else is still in this position if they did take a sell, but you have to wait a little bit. Hopefully you have a wide enough stop loss or you didn't take too much of a risk where you can hold on to the position, because I mean, this can easily come right back down. So I wouldn't cut it too early. So you sold at 33,280. Damn, you sold from I think your pricing might be different compared to mine. 33,280. I think you're talking about, so I don't know which broker you're on, but on here, I mean, this YM is like way different. I'm looking at MT4. It looks like 33,280 is, I mean, it's not too far down. 33,294. So if you can hold on to it, Samuel, I would probably hold on to it for now, because we still don't have a confirmation here on the 5 or 10 that price is actually reversed, right? This might just be a really hard retracement and price can come right back down. So I would personally hold on to it first, as long as you're not cutting yourself too thin, right? If you're okay and your risk is still within 1 to 2% and your drawdown isn't too heavy yet, then I would hold on to it, because this can come back down. So I would just give it some time. It's coming back down right now, so I would just give it some time. However, if this closes with the buy signal, then that's where you might want to be. You'll start to get worried. You should start to get worried, because that can it can be a hint of a shift in price. The 1 minute over here is now ranging sideways. So this one right here is going sideways right now. When it starts to squeeze, because you can see right here, price is starting to squeeze, Samuel. When price starts to squeeze like this means that it's preparing for a breakout. So when it starts to squeeze and go sideways, price is going to break out one way or the other. So hopefully it breaks out in your direction, but I would keep an eye out on the higher time frames, 5 minute and 10 minute, to see if this here provides. See, this one here has a pending buy signal. It has about 1:35 left on it. If this closes and this closes on the 10, then I think this will probably start to shift to the upside. That's kind of what we're waiting for here. If we have that close here as well, then our entries over here are going to have to restart. So like looking over here at the requirements, we're going to have to wait for this to confirm the overall trend again for a buy if it does close, but we'll have to see where it ends up going. This candle here still has about 1 minute left on it, so it hasn't closed yet. A lot of choppy movements here. Yeah, and you can see where price is currently at. So price is currently rejecting directly off the sessions right here. So this might have a swing back to the downside, right? If it fails to get past this area, which you can see it's having a really hard time getting past this purple line and this green line, then it just might shift all the way back down. So if you can hang on to that position, I'd hang on to it. I'll let you know if things start to change, but I think at the moment, we just got to wait for it to confirm. Fern, yeah, message me on Telegram. So just send me a message on Telegram. And then I will, nice, Melvin over here is in a sell for your USD. Yeah, send me a message on Telegram, Fern. I know you're in the group here somewhere, but I just don't know where you are. Let's see if I can find you. Yeah, send me a message and I'll send you all the links because I know you signed up. Or check your email. It's also in your email as well after signing up. All right, so price here is coming back down. Hopefully comes back down here at price, Samuel. Yeah, Nick over here said also, so you know, Samuel, YouTube is roughly 15 seconds behind. So if you're taking the trade Sean is, you'll be extremely you're entering extremely late. Yeah. So guys, just an FYI, if you guys are on the free YouTube channel that's live streaming, it's live, but it's delayed. So the YouTube is delayed about like 10 to 30 seconds, depending on your speed of your connection. And I don't know, just whatever YouTube decides to set it at. So if you guys are taking the trades or listening to my analysis, you know, make sure that you guys are actually confirming on your own chart, because what you're hearing from me here is a bit delayed. If you guys want the real-time Zoom, where everything is just happening real time, you can get that access on our website, kodikaitrades.com. Just FYI. So I want to make sure that you guys understand that you guys aren't just hopping into trades, listening to me on the YouTube, and not actually confirming it on your chart, because that might have been what happened with you, Samuel, when you entered late. But it's all good. I'm hoping price comes back down. Looking over here on the 5, okay, so this is one of the issues. It did close with the buy signal, but this doesn't necessarily mean it's going to hold, right? This can still come back down. So I would personally still hold on to it, because this was an invalid buy signal. I know it doesn't really matter if it's valid or invalid, because you're looking for direction here, but this can easily make its way back down like it's doing right here, because I think it's having trouble getting past the sessions. The thing that you want to look out for, Samuel, is if price ends up closing above the sessions up here, this purple and green line. If price closes above here, then okay, you might want to be a bit worried, because price is going to break structure, right? And price may continue up from there. However, if price doesn't make its way past it, odds are it's going to reject off it like it just did right here, and it'll be making its way back down. But there's not really much movement here. I mean, price is just going sideways. So it's pretty much just going sideways right here. There's not much of a direction set yet. So just some things to look out for. But this area here looks like a really tough area to get past. So if that's the case and price swings back down, then, you know, maybe we'll start looking for sells again. But right now at the moment, we're not looking for anything, because everything here is just very indecisive. The 10-minute here is starting to shift to the upside. Same with the 5-minute here, but there's no confirmation yet. The main confirmation here that you need to worry about is going to be the sessions. Madhu's asking, how does the high-low momentum pivot scout work when the signal comes on the low or high candle? So if that's the case, Madhu, sorry, I want to find an example here. So if you get a signal on the high or low candle, you would go to the previous high or low. So for example, right here, if you had a sell right here, and just say, for example, there was a high there, right? For whatever reason, there was a high there. If there was a high right there, then you go to the next one. So you'd go to the previous high up here, and that's where you would draw your zone for the high-low momentum pivot scout. All right, so there's still no direction here yet, guys. Price is still trying to get past the sessions right here. I mean, there's not much of movement here. Price will pretty much push up a little bit, come back down, push down a little bit, come back up. I mean, realistically, price is just going sideways right now. So there's not much going on. The buy signal here never closed for the 10-minute. So there's no entry there that came up. Looking over here on the 10-minute, yeah, there just isn't any confirmation here. I think the main thing that we'd probably be looking for here would be the price structure on the 1 minute. So there really isn't much to decipher here right now. There's no confirmation of the shift in trend yet. I think if price does get past the sessions though, then we can start looking for buys. But either way, we couldn't take any buys here even if we wanted to, because there isn't any real confirmation. And it's too close to the sessions right here. Nice. So Madhu said full TP on the buy momentum scalp variation sat it. Yeah, no, and I saw that too right here, Madhu. So this is the one that Madhu was identifying. We had a sell signal right here. Price closed above it right there. That's what I was measuring right now. It would have been a decent entry. However, we haven't had the confirmation of trend yet, so that's why I wouldn't have taken it. But yeah, Madhu, that one would have hit TP right there. Momentum scalp variation, you want to confirm the overall trend. It was somewhat bullish across the board here. It's not confirmed yet, but it was kind of bullish there. So that there would have hit TP if you took it. I'm still waiting for the confirmation though. I need to confirm the overall trend. I think buys here is still risky because it's not past the sessions yet. If it gets past the sessions, then maybe start looking for buys, but at the moment, not yet. Justin is asking if the 10-minute gets a green signal, does that mean requirement 1, 2, or 3 are done? For the momentum scalp, let me check real quick. So for the momentum scalp, if it was to stay up there, then yeah, it would have been, Justin, but it dropped down super heavy right here because the overall trend here still hasn't confirmed yet. You can see here that the trend is neutral, right, on the 5 and 10 because it keeps going back and forth. So if this was to stay above, then yeah, all the requirements would have been met if you had a buy signal on the 10, 5, and 1 because the overall trend would have been confirmed, right? But the overall trend never got confirmed, so there's no confirmation of a shift to the upside just yet. So Samuel, you should probably be in profit now on your position. I'd probably pull out of your position as soon as possible, Samuel. I wouldn't hold on to it. I know you accidentally took the sell early. You probably entered the trade very late. So I would recommend pulling out of the position if you're in profit by now. You should be because it dropped way back down. So I'm hoping you got out in profit already, Samuel. If not, you should make the attempt to get out because price hasn't really chose a direction yet. So you don't really want to hold on to anything until something's actually confirmed. Nice. Awesome. Yeah. So Samuel said, thank you so much. I was having a panic attack. I closed positive. Okay, great, Samuel. Yeah. So you guys saw my analysis, right? So this is what I meant earlier. If there's no confirmation that price hasn't closed above, then you have to just wait it out, right? Because we already had a sell bias earlier. Samuel over here, thankfully, he waited it out and didn't get too scared. And then he closed out his position in profit. So nice work, Samuel. Good work with discipline there and, just listening to my analysis. So just keep that in mind. Take my analysis with a grain of salt. Also look at your own chart and make sure that you're following it properly. Yeah, Nick said, Samuel, if you're trading on a live account, you should really get the premium. Yeah, because for the cost of premium, you guys will have real-time analysis here, and you guys can actually take trades just off my analysis because it typically does play out properly. See, Pablo said, hit the like, guys. Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Pablo. Good to see you here. I'm sure you're the same Pablo from years back, right? I haven't seen you here in a while. But yeah, good to see that you're back here on the YouTube. All right, so price is coming back down. Still waiting for this to confirm. If price ends up coming back down here, guys, then it's going to confirm a correction in direction of trend, right? So if that's the case and price stays below here, then we can start looking for sells here. But looking at all the requirements over here, guys, the first requirement is to confirm the overall trend, right? We haven't confirmed that yet because price keeps going back and forth. So for the momentum scalp variation, you want to confirm the overall trend on the 1 minute, 5 minute, and 10 minute. Do the same thing here for the momentum scalp. If price stays below here, meaning the 5 minute closes below and also the 10 minute, then you can see that price has corrected back to a downtrend. So with this right here, we're just waiting for this to confirm. Once it confirms, we'll start looking for some entries right here. for sells. So the 10-minute here has about 6 minutes left on the candle. We got to wait for it to actually close. 5-minute here as well has about 50 seconds. So if this here closes, great. We'll start to look for some possible sells here. If not, then we're just gonna have to continue waiting. Pablo said, yes, Sean, took some time off the Telegram. No, that's good, Pablo. Yeah, no, I'm good to see that. Well, I'm glad you're still trading. You know, the trading space is it's a revolving door. I meet so many people in the trading space, and so many people get weeded out. But you've been around for a while. I know you're here from like probably the beginning. So yeah, good to see you back here, Pablo. Let's see. Goran has a question here. He's asking, I'm interested in the premium service. What is it? So depending on what you're looking for, there's two different options that you can sign up for. Goran, either you can have access to my indicators and strategies. So for example, all of these strategies here that I'm applying on the live session, you can have access to all these strategies. I have a list of like more strategies here that if you have access to it, you can apply all of them. So I have like about 20 strategies here that you can apply. So you can get access to all of my strategies. You can have access to all of my indicators. The indicators I use on here, I've created. These aren't indicators that are available to the public. These are all private indicators that I use for my strategies. That's what you'll get access to. And then if you want access to the real-time live session, every morning I trade live, Monday through Friday. You guys are probably here on the YouTube, but the YouTube is delayed. The Zoom is real time, so there's no delay. You'll hear my analysis directly on time, and you can just copy my trades whenever I take them. Here's a link right here, or if you want to check it out. But there's no obligation. I still trade for free. So if you guys want to be on the YouTube, you can, feel free to stay on the YouTube, but it's delayed. So you want to keep that in mind. All right, so we don't have a confirmation here yet, guys. I'm still looking for this to confirm. You can see price is still bouncing back and forth. Typically, I want price to stay below opening price right here, because if it does, then we can confirm, a bearish confirmation. But looking at this here, price just keeps going back and forth. So there's no overall trend here. If you look here on the 10, there's no trend, right? Price is just neutral. It goes back and forth between the pivots. In order for us to confirm this, we want price to stay below here, and we want price to continue dropping lower and lower. But until we get that, we're not going to have access to a confirmation of trend. The 5-minute here closed below, but we need this to actually stay below. So it needs to stay below. If we can stay below like that, then we can possibly, take entry. 1 minute over here. I mean, the 1 minute doesn't really matter because we can't take any entries yet until we have a confirmation. We also have news coming up right here at 7 o'clock. Some profits over here from some of our members in the group. So we got David over here. He took the sell as well earlier. He said market was too crazy, locked in some small profits for the day. Hopes January 2023 will be better. So David over here locked in 109 for the day. Not bad, David. I mean, you still did pretty good for the day. I know your profit goal is like $100, so you're still hitting your profit goal almost every day. And then his other account over here, he locked in 68. Nice work, David. So David locked in a total of about 300, or about close to 200 for the day. Melvin over here, he took a sell for your USD, total profit of 1,400 for the day. Nice work, Melvin. I'm going to message you real quick. I'm going to send you the link to the groups right there, and then I'll send you the Zoom link here as well. All right, Fern. So I sent those over to you. So we got Cameron over here, also made some profit, all wins, no losses. Cameron's currently at 1,189 for the day. Nice work, Cameron. So solid profits right there. Here is Dejan. Dejan locked in. This is from the breakout earlier this morning, not the breakout 2.0, but the riskier one without the trend. He took this trade here, locked in a total profit of 2,130, locked in about 500 pips off that move. Nice work, Dejan. Yeah, Dejan's one of the guys that that was interested in the breakout. So he's been taking it, and he's pretty much been locking in profits every day. 2,000 for today. Locked in about 3,900 last week. Locked in 1,300 the week before that, or the day before that. So he's just taking the breakouts. I mean, he'll have losses here and then, but he's very consistent with his basically one trade, one trade a day type of entries. So solid work right there. So we don't have a confirmation yet, guys. If we get a sell signal here on the 5, then this is going to confirm that price is likely to continue dropping. This 10-minute over here is also going to confirm if it closes in the next 40 seconds, not minutes. So about 30 seconds right here, this 10-minute candle is going to close. We do have news right here at 7 o'clock, so no entries for the meantime. But we will look around to see where this is at. Let's see. Nick is asking, is Steven still around? Yeah, he is. He was actually here on the YouTube yesterday. I don't think you were online, but he was here on the YouTube yesterday asking questions. He's still around. He's starting to, kind of listen a little more now. So hopefully he'll find success this time around. But yeah, no, he is still around, surprisingly. Not in a bad way, but just surprisingly, he has like a lot of resilience, even though it's a back and forth game for him. Let's see. All right, so we got a news candle right here. Let's see. James is asking, can you give a stop in TP? I'm on the phone. The stop in TP won't match yours, even if I gave it, James. I'm on YM right here. So unless you're using YM to trade, the pricing is way different. You can see the pricing here is 33,476. If you're on MT4, price is 33,295. So it's off by like 200 points. So I can't give you the TP stop loss. I mean, even if I could, the trade moves too fast, James. So we enter the trade and we'd be out in a few seconds. So you have to like actually be paying attention, have your computer ready. I don't recommend scalping on your phone. These scalps happen like way too fast, James. So I can't really tell you what the TP stop loss would be. I mean, TP is going to be 100 pips. So if you can quickly calculate 100 pips from your entry point, you can take the trade. But, if I give you the numbers here, these numbers are way off. So unless you're using YM as your data for entering your trades, the pricing is off by like 200 points. So you won't be able to even use the numbers that I'm giving you if I give them to you. Nick's asking, did his luck run out with the breakout? So what happened with Steven was that his that was actually the thing that he was good at. He was good at taking the breakout. But what would happen is he would make profit with us trading in the morning and taking the breakout. And then in the afternoon, he would lose it all because he would trade on his own. So I don't think his luck ever went out with the breakout. He kind of just started to do his own thing. And then that's how he kept blowing his accounts, because he would make profits with me here in the morning. And then he would just trade on his own after, and he would just blow everything. So, I mean, if he just sticks to the breakout, I think he'd be perfectly fine. That's what Dejan's doing here. Like Dejan's been taking the breakouts. Literally, that's all he takes, because he's like in school right now. So all Dejan takes is he takes a breakout and then he calls it a day. So he made 2,000 there, took the breakout the day before, 3,000, day before that, 1,000. He had a loss here, of course. He was negative 940, but the day before that, he made 1,000. Day before that, negative 500. Day before that, 1,000. So he's always in profit for the most part. So Dejan here, all he does is take the breakout, and then he pretty much just closes his MT4, right? Like this is a challenge here that he passed, his trial that he's trying out, made 2,000 that day. So, I mean, you guys can make a lot of profit off the breakout as long as you guys follow the directions. If that's the only trade you want to take, you can. It's just, you just gotta, you gotta be consistent and disciplined with your entries. Nick said, should have just stuck with the breakout. Yeah, I know. So the thing that I recommend, guys, if you guys do join, our community or a program here, I would recommend just sticking to 2 strategies, right? I have over 20 strategies here that you guys can apply. But what you should do is you should figure out 2 strategies that you really like and just stick to them. Like, for example, for me here, I'm only applying these 2 strategies. This is literally all I'm looking for. I know there's other entries that we could take here. Like, for example, there's a variation right here, right? There's a variation. We could have taken this for a sell, but obviously I'm not taking that trade there because I have my criteria. So you guys know my other strategy here, the V1 variation. There's a double body rejection right there, pending momentum signal. You can take this for a sell. it would have went straight to TP. So you could have taken this trade here and you could have made profit. But what I recommend is to just stick to two strategies. So even though I see other entries coming up here, I'm still sticking to what I'm looking at. Momentum scalp variation and momentum scalp. And then also the breakout if it does come out, but obviously it hasn't been coming out. So we haven't taken that yet, aside from yesterday and today's non-trend variation or breakout. Goran's asking, how can I join the Telegram group? If you go on the website, Goran, the links are there. So go to that website, kodikaitrades.com. Go up here. Go to kodikaitrades.com, click on unlock your free access right here. And when you click on this, the free intro course, once you sign up to this, it'll give you all the links because there's multiple groups here. So that's how you can get access to all of that. Just go here, click on the free intro course. You don't have to pay for anything here. It's completely free. Or click on your free access, one of these buttons, and it'll give you access to all of the links, all of the YouTube channels, the social media, Telegram, all that stuff. If you want access to the strategies, you click on this right here. And if you want access to the Zoom, you just click on this right here. So that's where you'll get access to it, Goram. All right, so we don't have a confirmation here yet still. I mean, it is somewhat bearish. Looking over here on the 10, this is currently bearish right now. Looking on the 5, this is also bearish right here. But we need this sell momentum signal to close on the 5 before we can start looking for entries here, right? So until we have that, we're not going to have any entries yet. So we're waiting for this here to close with a sell signal. This actually here was a momentum scalp variation, but we just haven't confirmed it yet because price has been going back and forth. But this right here was technically a momentum scalp variation entry. I don't know if anyone took it, but this was an entry right here. Applying this strategy. So confirm overall trend. Obviously it's bearish because it corrected back to where it was earlier. Retracement right here, buy signal, confirm price closes past it, price closed past it there. And then fourth step over here, price closes back in the direction of the trend, which is below. So once it closed below here, this was an entry for a momentum scalp variation. There was another entry right here for a momentum scalp, but we couldn't take this trade because it's too close to the opening price. Oh yeah, you're right. So sorry, Rashida is correct. It was right next to opening price. So I mean, not opening price, news price. So it wouldn't be an entry there to begin with. Thanks, Rashida. I forgot to update this. Yeah, so either way, I wouldn't have taken the entry. It was right next to news price right here. But I'm hoping price stays below here. If price stays below, then we'll start looking for some sells. It's a matter of patience, guys. Like as I mentioned earlier this week, this whole week's going to be very choppy because you're going to get a lot of people on both sides of the market looking to get in and out. You're going to see a lot of manipulation. So you just want to wait for those perfect entries to come up. The 5 minute over here, we're looking for a sell signal to come up. Once that sell signal comes up here, we can start looking for entries over here because everything's pretty much going to line up. We also need this 10 minute over here to stay below as well. So it's pretty much just aligning your bias. We don't have a bias yet, but we're looking for this to provide confirmation of a sell. So we just got to wait for it. It'll confirm eventually. It's just a matter of some time right here. Steve's asking, Sean, curious to know which broker you use for personal accounts. Is it a US broker? Yes. So for Forex, well, they're different. So for Forex, I use Forex.com. That's the US broker that I use. That's the trade that I took here for my odd USD position. So if I held on to the position from last night, the signal I called, I'd actually be up like 1,000 right now. So I called this trade over here last night. If you guys took it, great. We hit our full TP right there. I actually pulled out right here at actual TP because I was going to sleep. I locked in 454 off that right there. So that signal I call, that's how much profit I made. This is a US broker, Forex.com. If I held on to it, I'd be up 1,000 right now. It's all good though. I don't like holding trades overnight. I like to close out before I go to sleep. So this right here is pretty solid. This trade's done. There was another trade here that played out, USD CHF. I was going to call this one last night too, but I fell asleep. So I was going to call this for you guys. These are just our Forex trades. So for Forex, I use forex.com. For my personal account for US30, I use two different accounts. So for my longer trades, I use He Goes Away. And then for my scalping, I use Hanko Trade. Those are not US brokers, so they're unregulated. But you need to have an unregulated broker to trade US30, which is the indice, meaning you can trade for a lot less. If you want to trade the actual future, you can trade on a US broker like TradeStation or AMP. There's a couple other brokers here. If you open the trading panel, there's TradeStation, Trade8, and AMP. I think those are the main ones if you want to trade YM directly on TradingView. There's different options. It just, you know, the pros and cons will weigh depending on which type of broker you use. Like one will be safer than the other, of course. All right, now we have an overall trend for a sell. So we're definitely looking for sells here. For the momentum scalp variation and for the momentum scalp, we've confirmed the overall trend, right? It's now bearish. Looking over here on the 10-minute, we're looking for a sell signal. So for step 2, you want to confirm momentum on the 10-minute time frame. We have one here already. It's a sell signal. Move on to step 3. On the 5-minute, there's a pending sell signal right here. If this here closes, then we can confirm that and move on to step 4, look for entry. So pretty much everything here is lined up. We just need this here to close with a sell signal. Once it closes, we can start looking for sells. Same with the momentum scalp variation. Everything here is pretty much lined up. We just need to wait for the retracement signal number 2 right here to close. Once this here closes, then we can confirm that it's going to swing up and then swing back down. But again, you know, it's just going to be a matter of time until that is confirmed. Nice. Maddie said he caught an SR. Yeah, so there's another strategy right there that Maddie was applying, the SR rejection. If you guys are familiar with that, that's one that we applied for a while. Where did I put it at? I got to rename all these strategies because there's too many here to list. So this is the strategy that Maddie identified. He identified an SR rejection off one of the structures here. Yeah, right there. So rejected off that one, and then Maddie took that for a sell. So again, I'm not applying these strategies, but if you guys have access to my indicators and my strategies, you guys could have taken that sell right there, applying this strategy, the SR 1 minute SR rejection strategy. Nice work, Maddie. But again, I'm only focusing on these two right here. So I know there's a lot of other entries that you guys can take here. There was even a high-low scalp right here. There's a lot of entries. But I'm sticking to these two right here. So nice work, Maddie. Here's Maddie's profits. So Maddie's currently up 1,604 off this account, all wins, no losses. Nice work, Maddie. And then here is his other account. He's up 2,440, all wins, no losses. So this is what I mean. If you guys have access to my strategies and my indicators, you guys can take a lot of entries here. I haven't taken anything on my account yet, so I only have one win from my signal I called yesterday, odd USD. I'm currently up about 450 for the day, but I haven't taken any trades here for US30. So nice work, guys. If you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to post them up. Otherwise, we're going to keep waiting for the confirmation here so I can look for an entry. Sell signal here hasn't closed yet, so we haven't confirmed that. However, I can still look for a momentum scalp variation. So if I get a buy signal here and then price ends up coming right back down, then I can look for an entry in that direction. So we got this pending buy signal right here. The issue with this buy signal here, though, is that it's going to be at opening price. So even if price comes back down, we won't be able to take an entry. So we'll see how this ends up pushing. But the good thing here is that we do have a bias. We have an overall trend. Yesterday, there was no overall trend. The other issue here, too, is with the 5, we don't have that sell signal yet. So a couple things that there's a couple obstacles here that we have to confirm before we can take entry. 5 minute here, we need a sell signal. And then over here on the 1 minute, we need price to push away from this area, because this is all red flag area right here. If you guys are familiar with the red flags, this is where I avoid trades. So I don't take any trades when price is near session. So if price is near this green line, purple line down here, or red line, I'm not taking any trades around there. If price is near opening price, which is this blue line right here, I'm not taking any trades there. If price is near these pink lines, there's just one for today because there's only one news event. I don't take any trades around that area. So red flags when to avoid trades: price near sessions, opening price, news price, candle prior entries too large, or if price is ranging. Looks like price is going into a range right here as it starts to establish the sideways movement at the sessions right here, or opening price actually. So we'll see. I mean, either this will go sideways or it's going to, continue pushing. It's just going to be a bit of some time. Let's see. Peter said that there's news on my FX book. Let me just refresh this real quick. Yeah, actually, we do have news here at 7:30. Hopefully this pushes price, one direction or the other, because it's pretty much not doing anything at the moment. Thanks, Peter. So we have another news event right here at 7:30. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, we're just going to keep waiting for entry here. We haven't had a confirmation of any entry yet, so nothing that we can take specifically. However, if this here closes above and closes right back below, we'll have an entry here for a momentum scalp variation. So right here for step 2, we are confirming retracement momentum signal. This is the retracement momentum signal right here. So if this here closes, this is going to confirm step 2, and then we can move on to step 3. But we need that buy signal there to close. If it doesn't close, there's not going to be a retracement yet. So that one there did not close. We have another attempt right here. We'll see if this ends up closing. Otherwise, we're just going to have to keep waiting. So we do have the sell signal here on the 5. Step 2 has been, or step 3 has been met for the momentum scalp. All right, so everything here is pretty much met now. We're just looking for price to come back down. We have a bearish bias on the 10, bearish bias on the 5. We have a sell signal on the 5, sell signal on the 10. Everything's pretty much met. We're just looking for the retracement here on the 1 minute. Once we get this retracement here on the 1 minute, we can confirm correction back to the downside, and then we can take entry. So basically what we're looking for here is a buy signal. We need this buy signal here to provide confirmation of retracement. And then when price swings back down, this is where we can make entry down here. So we just got to wait. It's just a waiting game. But we do need that buy signal to close. So I want this buy signal to close, whether it's valid or invalid. I don't care whether it's with either or. I just need price to actually close above with that buy signal. And then we can start looking for the swing back down. So yeah, thanks, Rashida. Rashida confirmed that the signal closed on the 5 minute, which is what we were waiting for. We just need to get a retracement signal here. If we don't get that retracement signal, we can't take anything. That's going to be step 2 over here. Step 2, and it's going to align with step 4 over here for momentum scalp. So we need that buy signal. If the buy signal doesn't close, we got to wait for that buy signal to come up. This will prevent you from getting in too early, right? Because if you get in too early, price can continue retracing up higher. Also, price is right next to the opening price and news price. So that's another thing that you want to probably be careful of. All right. Let's see, Desvel over here, he said, took a loss and waited for better entry, and then he held, and he locked in a huge profit right there. Nice work, Desvel. So yeah, it looks like Desvel here entered at 6:31. He entered a little early. Took a small loss, and then he entered at the top. So nice work, Desvel. Desvel actually waited, yeah, so he waited for the swing back down. He was probably listening to our analysis earlier. This is the trade that Samuel was in. Or Samuel. Yeah, Samuel, this is the same one that you were in earlier, the one that you held on to. But the thing with Desvel here is he pulled out. So he pulled out early, and then when it got to the top, he probably listened to my analysis there, and he wrote it all the way back down. That's a crazy profit, Desvel. So if you guys want to rewatch the live session from today, you guys can listen to my analysis, because earlier this morning, Samuel entered a sell and he got stuck in the position. And then price was up here. He was asking if he should get rid of his sell. I told him to hold on to it because price is likely to come back down. It looks like Deswell here took advantage of that. And then he entered a sell at the very top at 639. He entered right here when we were talking about it. He just held on to it and came all the way back down. So he made a huge profit off that right there. Yeah, that's crazy. Nice work, Deswell. Yeah, no, that's key. The advice that Deswell gave yesterday as well, if you guys remembered. So if you guys remember, Deswell sent a message to me yesterday. He said, New Year's tip for the new people: listen to Sean's analysis. It usually plays out, even if he doesn't take them. Take the breakout once. Sean take it once I take it, and just take the trade that he takes on the live. After the live, just watch the live sessions and practice on TradingView. So that's what Deswell does. He just listens to my analysis, takes trades as they come. And then at the end of the session, instead of trading, he just practices and rewatches my videos. So nice work, Deswell. Huge profit on that sell. I would have taken it with you, but I'm staying disciplined with my entries over here. So yeah, if you guys know the strategies, you guys can see a lot of different turns in price. Like for example, up here, this is another double body. You could have made entry from that point right there. It's double body rejection, came right down super hard. These are reversal patterns. So if you guys are familiar with my variation V1, V2, V3, those strategies help you identify reversals in price. So like, for example, we already had a sell here. So if you saw this double body, you could have taken the sell from this point, and then you could have rolled it back down. Same with this right here, another double body, variation V2, came back down. So, I mean, there's a lot of strategies that you guys can apply. And if you guys have your own strategies, I can show you ways to make your strategies even better, using my indicators and my criteria whenever I look for entries. Let's see, Gorham said he took a sell at 33,450. TP is 33,350. Wouldn't that have hit your TP already, Gorham? Because price is currently at 33,263 right now. So I'm assuming it would have hit your TP by now, no? Unless you're using YM over here. If you're using YM, or maybe you're using YM, let me see. You said at 33,450. Your TP is at 33,350. Let me see. So I don't have a gotcha. 1,000 pips, right? Yeah. So you're going for 100 points, which is 1,000 pips, which is kind of big, but I mean, it's not huge. So it looks like this is your entry right here. This is kind of a big drop. So I don't know if this will actually reach your full TP, because if you look over here to the left, there's no structure here for price to meet, right? So you look over here, there's no structure where your TP is at. The structure is right here. So if it does come back and retest structure, like this is the area here that I could see it going to. I don't see any lower level for me to reach here on the lower time frames. So this is as far as I see it going for now. This doesn't mean that it can't drop further, but this is kind of as far as I see it going for now. Also for the sell right now, I don't really see a sell for, well, I mean, I do see price bearish, but I don't think that'd be like the optimal entry, because it's in a bad area right here, right? Whenever you see these areas right here, where I've drawn these lines. So wherever you see any of these horizontal lines, any lines going left to right, this is an area of manipulation. That's why I don't trade around these areas. So it looks like you kind of entered at an area of manipulation, and there's not really much for you to, there's not much room for you to really have any direction, right? Because until price breaks out of this area right here, it's going to keep going back and forth. So you can see these little bubbles right here, right? Whenever price gets near this area, it gets manipulated. Price comes down, bounces off, comes back down, and then it has a huge spike to the upside, right? Price reaches this area right here, where this purple line is. Price gets manipulated right here and comes right back down. Once it gets back to this area, it just keeps bouncing, right? It doesn't really go out of it. So I don't think this is a good area to make entry. If I was to make entry, I would have waited for price to really confirm, somewhere down here. And then that's where I would take it because I can write it to the next zone down here. Not to say that your entry is bad, but it's just not an area where I personally would want to trade because it's there's a lot of risk involved. Like when you trade around this area here, price can easily just bounce, straight up and then you get stopped out. I mean, yours looks fine for the most part. I think it's going to come down. It's just, you're not in a good area to be holding a position because right here, price can really just spike either way. And that's the worst feeling, right? When you don't know where price is going. So yeah, I mean, I would probably hold on to it. But if you look on the very high time frames, like on the 1 hour and 30 minute, it's still technically bullish. So I don't know for how long this will hold for. I mean, who knows? We'll see. We'll keep analyzing it. And then, if anything, if we want to further analyze it later on, once price actually moves out of this area, we can see where it's likely to go. There's a possible entry right here for a momentum scalp, but however, we can't take this trade, unfortunately. This here would have been an entry. I hate when it's around this area. So this right here would have been the entry for the momentum scalp. Overall trend's bearish. We had a sell signal on the 5, sell signal on the 10, sell signal right here. This would have been our entry, but it was right at the red flags. So this area right here, I don't like to trade at because it's right at opening price. So unfortunately, I couldn't have taken that trade there because it doesn't meet my criteria. When to avoid trades, when price is near opening price and news price. So that would have been a really good entry right there. You can see price is just dumping. Yeah, and there's a target that I just mentioned, Quorum. So you guys saw that target that I mentioned right here, which is the next structure. Whenever price breaks out of this area, it typically goes and tests the next structure, which is right there. Like for example, price broke out of this area, it tested this structure, then it came right back down and it dropped back down to this structure. Damn, what a drop. It's unfortunate. I was hoping I'd be able to catch one right there or catch something right there. But this thing's starting to tumble down super hard. I don't recommend you guys chase this here. I would just hold off. Goram, your positions should play out perfect. I mean, it should be at TP already. So you want to make sure that you close out of that. Don't get greedy. Yeah, this market has been all over the place this week. We have a lot of good entries that come up, but they're just entries that I can't take because they don't meet the criteria. Like right here, for example, if we didn't have this news price and we didn't have this opening price, there was 2 entries that came up right here. The same candle right here would have been an entry for a momentum scalp variation. It also would have been an entry for a momentum scalp. Oh yeah, no, definitely. Goram said, hey, my idea worked. Yeah, no, congrats, man. I'm glad that you hit that. Analysis played out perfect with our analysis here. We had a bearish bias. Your trade was for a sell. Thankfully, it broke out in your area, but it did break out like how we identified. Goram said, just found you today and your analysis and all. It's actually amazing. Yeah, no, definitely. Thanks, Goram. Yeah, no, if you guys are new here, you guys are welcome to sit in. I trade live every day, Monday through Friday. I've been trading live for the past almost 5 years now with you guys here. And it's been good. I mean, it's helpful for me, helpful for you guys. My analysis typically lines up with your entries. And if you guys line up with it, then you guys can take your entry there. So I would use my analysis in conjunction with your own strategy, right? If you guys have an entry for a sell, if it lines up with my analysis, then, go ahead and take your trade. For me, though, I'm just following these 2 strategies. So until these are met, I'm just being disciplined and consistent with just following these 2 here. Although there was a lot of entries here that could have been taken. There's another entry right here. There was a high-low scalp that came up. Although I'm not applying it, there were a couple different entries here. There's a high-low scalp, and there's also a liquidity push. So you could have taken the sell right here as well, but it was right at the session, so I wouldn't have taken it. Could have taken it for a quick profit right there as price made its way down. And if you guys are wondering, the high-low scalp, I mean, most of you guys know it. Was right here. High-low scalp strategy. Price broke and closed past this low. You had a sell signal. Entry would have been right there. Full TP. It was right at the sessions though, so I wouldn't have taken it, but there was an entry right there. So yeah, if you guys have access to the strategies, feel free to review whatever you like. But again, just focus on 2 strategies. That's probably your best bet. All right, so price is very bearish right now. It's just a matter of time until we have that retracement, and then we can look for entry. But unfortunately, it's 7:30 right now, so we have about 30 minutes till 8. I'm hoping I can get at least 1 entry before then, but if not, so it's perfectly fine. I'm not going to force anything here. Yeah, this thing is dropping. It's still dropping. I don't recommend chasing this, guys, because this is going to have to retrace at some point. Price has dropped about... So retracement happened right here. Price has dropped about 1,300 pips. So price is due for retracement. It's going to have to swing up at some point. Once it swings up, I'll look for the swing back down, and that's where I'll make my entry. But we just don't have that yet. Maddie said if no red flags would have been a clean entry. Yeah, I agree, Maddie. Will said I'd never been that patient, but I'm sticking to what you do, Sean. Yeah, no, definitely will. If you guys just stick to what I do, you're not going to have a lot of entries, but I can almost guarantee you guys will have no problem staying consistently profitable, right? For me here, you guys can see I haven't taken any trades this week. You'll see a lot of people in the group here who made a ton of profits. Deswell here locked in 18,000 for the day. Maddie locked in 2,400. His other account 1,600. Dejan over here up 2,100. So I haven't taken anything. My accounts are just blank right now because I haven't taken any trades on US30. I am in profit from this odd USD position, but that's about it. So it's just a matter of discipline and consistency, guys. If you guys can just stay disciplined and not like hop into like random trades, you guys should be profitable. This whole year it's been great. I mean, this is probably one of my most profitable years. I know I say that every year because every year ends up becoming better than the previous. So for this year so far, I mean, if you're just to add up my trades here, and I don't like using numbers here because, not everyone's going to be having the same types of numbers. But for example, here we have 169 wins, right? So just doing basic math here, 169 wins. Each trade I take is about like 1,000, right? This is just one account, so 1,000. So that's how much profit I'd make with the wins. For the losses here, 17 losses, and it's a 10-30 split. So times 3,000. This is how much losses I have, right? So if you do the math, 169,000 minus 51,000 in losses, I have a total profit of 118,000. I have 6 accounts. You multiply this by 6. Basic math right there where I'm currently at, right? So I don't like showing you guys big numbers, but I just want to show you guys what the possibility is if you guys just stick to the plan. We had like barely any losses this whole year, right? We had like 17 losses on these live sessions. But yeah, my profits were big. My losses were okay. They're not huge, but in total, this is how much you could add up to. So just an FYI, if you guys don't see the bigger picture, you guys have to look at the bigger picture. Like you might not have a good starting year, but as long as you close the year out strong, that's really what matters, because that's going to be the key thing there in your long-term success with trading. Let me see. Someone's drawing on the screen. Let me just clear this real quick. It's probably an accident. It's all good. All right, let me turn off annotations so that people don't accidentally draw on my screen here. All right, cool. Let's see. Thanks, Peter. Yeah, news was negative. Price starting to bounce around there. We have a couple more profits here. We have Rashida over here. Her first account, she's locked in 460 for the day. Nice work, Rashida. So on that account right there, US30 locked in full TP, or not full TP, but you made full profit on that 460. And then here's the odd USD position from last night. Nice work. She took this on her TFF account, locked in a total profit of 940 for the day. Nice work, Rashida. So Rashida's killing it. All wins, no losses on both of her accounts right here. We've got Patrick over here as well. He said, that last trade was risky, but I was stalking that puppy for a minute. And with your analysis, I felt confident and finished in the blue. So Patrick over here, total profit of 2,110 for the day. Nice work, Patrick. He took the sell there based off my analysis and just held on to it. So great work right there, Patrick. Let's see. Joshua is asking, hi, I'm new here. Can I kindly ask your lower low and high low indicator, lower high indicator? Yeah. So if you want access to this indicator here, this indicator is good to identify reversal. So like, for example, if you know my strategy, the variation, V1, V2, V3, Joshua, if you see here, whenever you see a high there and you see a double body next to it, so see how these are two bodies right next to them? This is a reversal pattern. You can take that for a sell and then just, obviously write this down. You see the same thing again right here, same exact pattern right here. See how this is a high and there's a double body rejection. If you see that there, you take that for another sell and another full TP right there. Big moves. Again, right here, another high, double body, another high, double body. You could have taken any of these sells here if you applied my variation V2 strategy. Full TP right there. These are big moves. They're like 500 pips. And then another one right there. So I have a lot of strategies here that you guys can apply. If you guys are part of the group, this is the variation V1. Confirm overall bias. We already knew it was a sell. Confirm the high low. There's highs right there. Confirm a double body or double wick, double body, double body, double body. And you just write it down in TP. So if you want access to this indicator, Joshua, just go on the website. Our website right here is kodikaitrades.com. Once you go to this website, click on unlock your free access. And then from here, you can get access to the free intro course. If you want access to the indicators, you click on this one right here. And if you want access to the live Zoom meetings, click on this right here. And that's how you'll get access to the indicators. Yeah, no, it's been great. So still no entries on my end, guys, unfortunately. There's nothing I can take right now. If we do get a retracement signal here, we're back for a momentum scalp variation. We need that buy signal there to provide our retracement. The only problem here is we have a lot of red flags. We have the sessions up here, and then we have news price right here. So what I would like to happen is I would like price to retrace up to this point right here, and then provide me a small entry right here before it reaches news price so that I can just get in for a quick profit. I just want to get in and out super quickly, not have to worry about the red flags. So I kind of want my entry to come up somewhere around this area right here. If I can get that entry, then great. If I don't have it by then, I just got to be patient and wait for this to actually, play out. Yeah, no problem, Joshua. Welcome to the group. Looks like you're new here. So if you're new here and you just want to sit in on the sessions here on the YouTube, just a reminder, I do go live every day, Monday through Friday. And then I have mentoring sessions Monday at 2 p.m. And then I have one-on-one mentoring sessions throughout the week. So if you guys are new here and you guys want to make sure that you guys don't miss any of my live sessions, just go to the YouTube channel, click on this button right here. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. If you click the button that's right here to subscribe and turn on notifications, YouTube will email you whenever I go live. I go live about like 1 or 2 times a day. Well, Maddie said another entry for AU pending. For right now, Maddie, I don't think I see one right now, no, because this is a sell signal. I think we're looking for a buy here, right? Yeah, for AU over here, this would be a retracement, and then if we have a buy signal, then we'd take that. E over here hit full TP already. If you guys took it, GU over here, there's nothing for GU right now. NZD USD nothing, USD CAD nothing. USD CHF already hit TP right there as well. UJ. Yeah, there's no entries available right now, but they could be coming up a little later. Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah. Maddie said if sell signal closes, yeah, exactly. It's going to take a while, but if it does close, probably by later today, we'll have another entry for AU if it ends up providing us that opportunity. Let's see. Zach said gold has had some good opportunities this morning. Been testing momentum strategy with a 515 TP stop loss, only risking 1%, but hit full TP 4 times this morning. Nice work, Zach. Yeah. So Zach over here has been applying the momentum strategy here for gold. You guys can see my strategies work for all assets. You don't have to use it on US30 only. It works for gold here as well. You can see price is bearish. A lot of entries right here that hit. So this morning right here, this one, and there's one here that's currently running right now. So yeah, as long as the asset moves and it's volatile, you can use any of my strategies because my strategies are based off momentum. So for gold here, you can apply it on there. If you want to apply it on S&P, it works on here too. There's another sell entry that came up right there. If you want to use it for NASDAQ, same thing right here. Sell signal right there. Everything's bearish. Could have taken that for a sell. So you guys can see my strategies work on like literally everything. So if you guys want to use it for NASDAQ, use it for S&P, use it for gold. It's really up to you, but I personally only use it for US30 and for Forex. So you just want to be careful. If you guys are using it on a different asset, make sure to test it first before actually taking them on your live accounts. I see question. Goran said, it's been 4 months for me to do trading. This year I met and have learned everything online, had a crazy 1 month of profits and stupid psychology, greedy moves. I lost a lot. Now he's back on. Goran said, hopefully in 2023, when I find people like you, Kodi, and myself, I'm getting it more and more and may be profitable, be a profitable month. Yeah, no, exactly, Goran. I was in the same boat. You know, I never paid for mentorship. So it took me a long time to really get everything down. But once I got everything down, everything started to click. I've been trading for like about 11 or 12 years now, on and off, full time for like maybe the past 5 years. So it's been good. I mean, it paid off. Like literally, I learned everything from like YouTube and Google. I think that was a good thing though. I was able to learn like all the bad strategies so that I can figure out what actually works. Because you'll see a lot of people on YouTube try to teach strategies. And a lot of the strategies don't really work. I mean, they work sometimes, but it's not really, they try to teach you something that's like easy to learn, which is good, but you'll start to see that they're typically like seasonal strategies. That's why I choose to trade momentum, because with momentum, as long as the market's moving, your strategy will work. If you teach like seasonal strategies, they only work during some seasons, like during the fall, during the winter, during the spring, and then during the summer, it's just like dead season, right? Because the market doesn't move very much. So exactly. Yeah. Maddie said, got to go through the hard times to enjoy the good times later. Exactly. That's really what it is. Yeah. I struggled with trading for years until I really got it down. And then after starting this community, this has helped me a lot too, because it keeps me on point. Like trading live with you guys makes me be more and more disciplined because I can't make mistakes here. If I make a mistake, you guys will eat a loss, and that's not cool, right? So yeah, it's beneficial for both of us. I mean, me trading live every day prevents me from over trading. Like if I was by myself, I'd probably take all these trades here. I'd probably make a lot of profit, but then I'd also maybe take some risky trades and have some losses as well. So it's beneficial that you guys are on this live session because it helps you and it helps me stay on track with our trading goals. All right, so we got a retracement signal right here. In order for us to have an entry, I need price to close below the pivots for a variation. For momentum scalp variation, confirm overall trend. Obviously, it's bearish here. You can see the 10-minute here is bearish, 5 minutes bearish, 1 minute is also bearish. So that requirement has been met. Looking over here at step 2, we want to confirm retracement momentum signal on the 1 minute. We have the buy signal right here. So this buy signal right here is going to confirm the retracement. Now we move on to step 3, confirm price close past pivots and retracement on the 1 minute. Price over here closed above the pivots. So step 3 has been met. Now for step 4, you want to confirm price close past the pivots in correction of overall trend. So we need price to come back down and close below the pivots. Once that closes right there, we can enter on the close of the candle for 100, 300 pip TP stop loss. That's going to be our entry for a momentum scalp variation. So we're just waiting for price to close back below the pivots right here. The main thing that we want to be careful for is going to be the news price right here, because we don't want to trade near news price. So if we do enter a momentum scalp variation, we got to make sure that our TP is going to be before news price right there, right? So just something to look out for here. Momentum scalp, this is another entry that we can take as well. We have the overall trend, it's bearish. Confirm momentum on the 10-minute, you can see we have a sell signal right here. Confirm momentum on the 5-minute, we have a sell signal right there. So with that said, we have all of the criteria here pretty much met. So if this here closes below the pivots, this is going to be an entry for momentum scalp variation. I'll be taking this as long as it's not too far down. If it's too far down, I can't take it because it's going to be next to the news price right here. However, if it's close enough where I can get in and out without reaching the news price, then I'll be okay with entering it. So let's see if I can get in here. It's kind of close. I gotta wait for this here. See, I did get into it. Oh, what the fuck? Man, it took the trade, but let's pull out of this thing. All right, I gotta get out of this. My lot size was wrong. It took me 0.01, so I couldn't really take the couldn't get the full TP on there. Lot size was off. There's another momentum scalp right here that's possibly coming up. So I took the entry there, guys, for the variation right here. It already hit TP, and then unfortunately the my lot size was off. It was only at the it became a 0.01. So unfortunately, I only made like partial profit off that there. There's a momentum scalp here that's trying to run through, but hasn't really closed out yet. The momentum scalp here could possibly close out, but it's going to be at the news price. So we can't enter that trade there, unfortunately. So let me show you guys right here. My lot size was off. I forgot to adjust my lot size. So it gave me a 0.01, fortunately. Right there. Let me show you guys what I locked in. It would have been a good profit. I would have made 1,300 off this, but the lot size was super off. So I only made 13 cents off that trade there. Okay, so let me just give you guys a little update for this here. If you guys made profit on the trade, feel free to send in your profits. Otherwise, let me just go and just give a little update so that you guys can see. This is for the momentum scalp variation. There's actually another entry here that came up for momentum scalp, but it's too late to make entry on that one. All right, so let me see where this is at. All right, so I got this right here. And I'll send you guys the screenshot of my profit off that. And then I tried to re-enter for a second entry, but then I ended up having to pull out of that too. So let me just show you guys my profits. I made a second entry here and then it pulled me out early as well. Here, I'll just screenshot all of my profits right here. If you guys took any of those trades, there's 2 trades that came up right there. You guys locked in profit off it. If not, it's okay. Man, I hate when my MC4 does that because I restarted my computer yesterday. I usually don't turn off my computer ever, but I turned it off because I haven't turned off my computer in like over 2 months. And it was lagging, but I forgot to set my lot size. I mean, it's all good. It's better than no profit. Here's my MFF. All right. So it's all good. I'm just waiting for the next entry now. These entries are already done. So now I'm just waiting for the next one to come up. Hopefully we get another one before market close. It's 7:50 right now. So I don't know if we'll get another entry. If we do, great. If not, then it's okay. And then of course my TFF gave me a loss for whatever fucking reason. I'm really annoyed at TFF, guys. I don't recommend anybody do TFF. I made profit on all my other accounts except for TFF. Let me show you guys. I don't understand. This just doesn't make any sense to me. The first trade was fine. I made profit on it, but then my TFF gave me a loss on the second one, which is like super annoying. Yeah, because even my Henko account over here, Gave me profit. Yeah, so I don't recommend anybody use TFF, guys. I kind of, well, I mean, it's whatever. They're still paying me out, but I regret having to do them again because they already screwed me over the first time, and then they just did the same thing over again. Should have learned the first time around. It's all good. I just milked them for some profits anyway, so it's not a big deal. But it is just kind of annoying because you'll see here that my other accounts made profit, but TFF's the only one that gave me a loss. Even my personal account gave me profit. All right, so here are my profits so far. Let's give you another update for the other entry right here too. Scalp. All right, so here are my profits on my accounts. You guys can see here on my main account has been stripped. I accidentally put the wrong lot size, so I put a 0.01. I only made 13 cents on this trade. This trade was supposed to be 1,300 profit because I was supposed to take a 100 lot. I did it right here. The other trade here, I tried to enter late, but it already hit my TP, so it was at 300. So I made 300 off this one. Here's my copier here. I made 250 off this one. Obviously some slippage. My MFF, some slippage here too. I made 200. MFF number 2, 200. MFF number 3, 200. And then of course, TFF, it gave me profit on the first one. This is what I don't get because it gave me 13 bucks there. I mean, 13 cents there on everything. Everything, the first trade was cool, but TFF here on the second trade, it gave me negative 300. It doesn't make sense because I made profit on all these accounts except for TFF. Even my personal account over here, I locked in 390 off this one. And then some slippage here, I made 30 cents. So it's all good. I don't recommend doing TFF though. You guys can see here for the past 2 months, TFF has been screwing me. This is the only account that gives me either less profit or it gives me a loss. Everything else has been good. I've been making a lot of profit on everything else. It's just TFF's been screwing me over for the past 2 months now. I don't know what it is. They have an excuse for everything. They're going to say it's server issue or, I mean, whatever. It is what it is. I'll keep using this account until whatever happens. And then at that point, I'm just going to stop using them because they're just it's not worth it. It's just frustrating because you see your profits on all the other accounts, but the TFF, like for example, last week, right? Or the week before that, the profits are so different, right? So like on my other accounts here, you can see I made 1,360, 1,200, 1,100 right there. And then my TFF gives me 400. Like that's so off. I should have made 1,300, but they undercut me like 1,000, whatever. So I don't think they're reliable. So yeah, I don't really recommend using TFF. I know some of you guys asked me the other day if you guys should do it. I recommend you don't. Do FTMO. If you haven't gotten max allocation on FTMO, don't move on to TFF. Right? I'd even rather use MFF before TFF. Otani's asking what's TFF. It's a funding company called True Forex Funds, similar to like FTMO. A lot of people like using them because they don't have a trading day requirement. But I don't think it's worth it because you can see here if they're just gonna keep screwing with your trades, it's not worth the risk because you might not even pass a challenge if you keep getting bad entries like that. So yeah, I don't know if anyone else is still having issues. I think Patricia might still be having issues as well. Yeah, Maria said she quit using them because of that. Yeah, and that's a good idea. Ross over here said TFF just sent an email that they are changing stuff as of January 1. They do that every month. Whenever something happens, they say they're changing stuff, which is super annoying. They just have an excuse for like literally everything. And for whatever reason, it always happens to me when I'm doing really good with trading. I remember I passed TFF within like 2 days. I got funded. As soon as I got funded, like coincidentally, they have a brand new server as soon as I get funded, and then I can't even make any profit on it. Yeah, they're not reliable. They're very unreliable with regard to their ethics for the most part. But it's all good. Anyway, some more profits over here. Maddie locked in a total profit of 5,026 for the day. All wins, no losses. Maddie, nice work. Yeah, that's a lot of trades. So Maddie took a lot of wins right there, 5,000 for the day. We have Will over here. Will waited for that trade that we just took earlier. Total profit of 237 for the day. Nice work, Will. We got Anelli over here too. Anelli said, yeah, mine didn't close at the green strip either, Anelli, my second trade. So he said, doesn't know I didn't close at the green strip, locked in 2,830 off this one. And then he took another trade right after where he locked in 1,100 with the green strip. Same thing happened with me and Nelly. I'm assuming it's just like slippage on the server. Because yeah, I had the same thing with mine here. You can see my first account or my first trade has the green strip. This one hits EP2, but doesn't have the green strip. Some more profits over here from Patrick. All wins, no losses. Patrick is currently at 4,539 for the day. Nice work, Patrick. And then we've got Rashida over here. All wins, no losses. Total profit of 1,010 for the day. Great work, Rashida. All right, guys, great work, guys. Across the board. It's 7:55 right now, so it's getting close to 8. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, we'll be wrapping this up pretty soon. My cutoff time for trading is 8 o'clock. Typically between 8 and 9, 8 and 10, you start to see some very unusual market movement, a lot of ranging movements, low volatility. It's not a good time to trade. So once it hits 8 o'clock, I'm done trading for the day. And then I just pick back up and do the same thing again tomorrow. So let's see. Rashida said they're now doing 5-minute minimum 5 trading days in January. Gosh, okay, Rashida. I'm assuming that they probably got screwed too, and that's why they keep changing their policies. TFF doesn't have a trading day minimum, so what happens with a lot of people is they'll just YOLO the account, right? They'll take some crazy trades and then they'll get funded right away, and then when they get funded, they take another crazy trade and then they blow the account. So I'm pretty sure that they're starting to realize that their trading day requirement thing is not. It's good. It's like good for a quick money grab to basically lure in a lot of people who want to get funded really quickly. But the people who are getting smart and exploiting that, they're taking advantage of it. I think that's why they started to screw with our scalps too, because I don't have any problem scalping with any other accounts, but the only accounts I have problem scalping with is TFF. They probably they delayed their execution time. That's why I think this entry here entered late. Yeah, because you can see here all my entry times right here, they're around the same time, right? I got in at 33,184, 33,185. These are like perfect entry times. You look at TFF over here, they're delayed. They entered my trade like 2 seconds late. So they entered it at 182. So I think that's what they're doing. They're just delaying their entry times on purpose. So like whenever we enter on Forex, on FTMO and MFF, they're on the same time. But TFF here, they're manipulating the entry times. So they're just delaying entry. Because you can see my entry right here. That just doesn't make sense, because my entry here, like you can see my entry and exit. I got in at 33,184. I got out at 133.82. Over here, it entered me at 33,182, and then it got me out like even later. So it is what it is, but I don't recommend TFF to anybody. If I gave you guys a referral link, don't use that link. Just go to FTMO. Just use FTMO. I don't want you guys to get caught in this issue, especially for scalping. You need to have like the best broker, best data when you're scalping, because you can get caught in trades like that. Anyways, there's nothing else for us to look at here. Let me check the Forex trades real quick to see if there's anything for us to take here before I get off. Me and Maddie are trading here on the 1 hour now. I'm using the other time frames as Confluence, but we're making our entries here on the 1 hour. It's just easier because the 4 hour sometimes closes too late. No entry there. No entry there. Yeah, there's nothing to take right now for Forex. And for Forex, guys, I'm just going to stick to major pairs now. Just basically AUD USD, Euro USD, GU, NU, USD CAD, USD CHF, USD JPY. This will help you guys figure out your lot size better because they're whole numbers. Before, when we were trading like the minor pairs, the pricing is like way different. So no entries here for Forex. No other entries here for US30. If there's any other questions, guys, just feel free to put your questions in the chat. I can help you guys with whatever you guys need help with. Otherwise, we'll be wrapping this up for the day. Let me clean this up real quick. Madhu said he caught a speculative on his demo, wanted to take it on his challenge, so bad, but he decided not to risk his profit. Yeah, and that's a smart move, Madhu. Whenever you guys are happy with your profits for the day, like what Madhu did here, he just switched over to a demo account so he can keep trading. Your goal here is to be consistent, guys. Your main goal is to not lose, right? A lot of people, they set their goal at making a certain profit target, but your real goal here is not to lose. One thing that Maddie sent me the other day, and I think Maddie sent me the link here. Maddie sent me this video. If you guys ever heard of S&B Capital, they're like an actual prop firm. Like they're a legit prop firm. They're not like FTMO. What they do is they do what I want to do. So when I start a prop firm, I want to train you guys to trade exactly how I do. And my job is to make sure that you don't lose any trades. So like, let me see if you guys can see this here.
The commission from a talented UK painter that reflects
so like basically in this video
trading principle at our proprietary trading firm. One good trade, one good trade, one good trade. Our job as traders is not to make money. Focusing on our P&L is not how you become an elite trader. S&B Capital is interested in developing elite 8-figure a year traders. Our job as traders is to make one good trade, and then one good trade, and then one good trade. We do this and then accept the results. If I make one good trade and I lose money, I'm not stressed out about this, or bothered, or disappointed, or pissed. Actually, I almost don't care what the results are. I did my job. I made one good trade. If our traders make one good trade and lose, they have our full support. They've done their job. This is an important trade.
So like, that's just a quick clip from this video, guys, that, Maddie sent me. This is like how we trade here. We trade exactly like how that prop firm trades. That's like a legit prop firm where they have a trading floor. It's not like FTMO where you pay for a challenge. Like for that company, if you were to sign up for that company, be a prop firm trader, they basically train them how to trade their strategies, and they just need to focus on winning, right? Focus on winning and not losing. Because if you could have one good trade a day, which is like what I did here, I took one good trade, I made my profit for the day. If I lost a trade here, then I'd be okay because I know I was following my criteria. But the thing is, like I showed you the profits for this year. If I took like one trade a week, right? So like for example, for December we had 15 trades. We took like maybe 1 or 2 trades a day. Some days no trades, but I have no losses. So I had no losses for this entire month. If you guys can do that and focus on winning, I'm basically mirroring my trading style over this actual, like this real prop firm. It's not FTMO. You don't pay to like join. You have to actually apply, and you have to like be on point with your trading. So in the future, I know I've been talking about starting a prop firm. This is the type of prop firm that I would be starting. I'd be trading you guys to trade my exact strategies. And whether you guys win or lose is perfectly fine as long as you don't mess up the requirements. Because I know my strategies work, and I know that you can be consistently profitable as long as you follow directions. So yeah, I'll send that video in the chat here so that you guys can see. So video sent in the live session. Yeah, if you guys want to see that, that's my mindset. So that's how I trade. Like whenever I trade, guys, I just look for a couple of good trades a day and then I wrap it up. Like for example, it's 8 o'clock now, so I'm done trading. This is out of my trading time. I focus from like 6:30 to 8. Once I hit my trade for the day, I'm done, lock in my profits, rinse and repeat, do the same thing tomorrow. And that's really, the consistency and discipline that a lot of you guys need. Because what I see with a lot of people here is you guys will make profit with this in the morning, and then you keep trading from like 8 to 10, and then you blow your account, right? It's typical. It's like it happens to almost everybody. If you guys just stick to what I do here in the morning, you guys should be perfectly fine. No problem with passing your challenge. No problem with staying funded. And that's the goal. So let's see. Question from Will. Will is asking, would you take a trade after 8 if it's moving well, like right now, waiting for that retracement? So yes, I possibly would. My cutoff is typically 8 o'clock, but if I don't have any trades during this morning session, I wait until 8:30. So since we already had a trade here, Will, I'm not looking for any more trades. If we didn't have the entry that came up over here, if there was like no entries here for the entire morning, then yeah, I would trade until 8:30. But since we already have our trade here, then I'm done. I'm cutting it off. So I don't recommend you guys trade after that. This is just the pattern that I typically see. If the market's moving sideways for like the first hour of the market, it's generally going to move right after. That's why I stay till 8:30 sometimes. But for today, price has been moving directional like pretty much all session. So there are a lot of entries here that came up. So I'm not going to force anything to happen after 8 o'clock. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for now. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. You guys can email me at sean@kodikaitrades.com. If you guys are here on the YouTube channel, just keep in mind that the YouTube is delayed. If you guys want access to the real-time Zoom, just go on the website, kodikaitrades.com, click on this button right here. This will take you to the page with all the options. The free intro course is in the middle. This is the Zoom on the right. And then this is the strategies right here on the left. Otherwise, if you guys want to just sit in on the live sessions, just make sure to turn on your notifications here so that you get emailed whenever I go live. I go live about 2 times a day. And if you guys want to watch my strategies, just click on videos here. All my strategy videos will be in red. You can watch all of my strategies here for free. If you guys want to watch the live trade of the week, they're in purple. Live trading results from everybody in the group every day. We haven't gone one day for the past, I think, 3 years, guys, with not at least profits locked in by members in the group. So if you want to pull up the results, like for example, if you guys wanted to see what people were profiting on this day last year, so today's December 28th, right? Let's go to December 28th of last year. So this time last year, the same exact day last year, December 2021, 28th, you guys can see here, I locked in about 1,700 on my US30 trades from last year, December 20th, 2021. Locked in about 1,500 on this account, locked in 1,800 on this account. Other people in the group here, Patricia locked in, 1,500 on this account the same day last year. Maddie over here, it's crazy. These guys have been trading with me for like over a year. Maddie's been making like 500 last year. Charlie over here, 300. Eunice over here as well. You probably don't see Eunice here as often. He's focused on his own trading, but you can see the same trade that he took last year, or the same time we traded, he was locking like $100. Cern over here, Cern's been with us for like a year now too. He's made about $61 on this account. Who else is here? Patrick over here. You guys still see Patrick in the chat. So it's crazy when you guys see this, because the people who've been consistent with me, like Patrick here, you saw his profits from today. Patrick, this same day last year, December 28th of 2021, he locked in 7,734. If you look at Patrick's profits from today, where's Patrick at? Patrick over here, same Patrick, right? Patrick Stevens. He locked in 2,000 today. So congrats to you, Patrick, for being, consistent. Here you locked in 2,000 today. And then the same day last year, 2021, you locked in 7,000. Same Patrick Stevens. Narith over here as well. Intraday, Maddie. So you guys can see we have consistency here. People who've been trading with me consistently for like the past couple of years have been very consistent with their trading. So, all right, let's see. Patrick Kerr mentioned 10-minute breakout 2.0. Nice. Yeah, it actually dropped pretty heavily from there, huh? See 630. Did this one survive? I don't even know if it survived. Actually, it did. You're right. So the breakout from today, guys, if you guys took the breakout right there, it actually went straight to TP. So I didn't take that trade, but if you guys took the breakout 2.0, I mean, it didn't align, but if it did align, would have been a full TP right there. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for now. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'll see you guys back here tomorrow morning, same time, same place, as we continue on with this trading week, as we wrap up the last trading week of this year. So, damn, I missed this trade too. Madhu said there's another entry here. There's 2 entries that came up. There's a variation right here, and then there's also a momentum scalp right there. It's all good. I'm not going to FOMO into these trades. So, all right, guys, other than that, I'll see you guys then. If you guys have any questions, I'll catch you guys on the live session.